Have you ever wondered why only a few people reach the top, become leaders, create impact, and change the world around them? It's not luck. It's not because they were born rich or naturally talented. It's because they think differently, live differently, and act differently. They live by the 1% mindset, a way of thinking that separates the ordinary from the exceptional, the dreamers from the doers, the talkers from the builders. And if you want to change your life, if you want to rise higher, you must learn to think like them and act like them. Today, you'll discover the powerful rules of the 1% mindset, habits that can transform your focus, your growth, and your entire future. Stay until the end, because the last rule will completely change how you see your life and what's truly possible for you. Before we begin, hit subscribe, share this video, and stay connected, because your transformation starts right here, right now, with Soulful English. Let's begin. Rule number 1. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Most people avoid pain. They run from pressure. They escape everything that feels difficult, stressful, or uncertain, choosing comfort over challenge and ease over our effort. But comfort is dangerous. Comfort feels safe, but it kills growth slowly. It keeps you small while pretending to protect you from fear or failure. The 1% do the opposite. They walk straight into discomfort. They face the challenge, even when their body and mind scream, "Stop, it's too hard." They know one deep truth. Growth never happens inside your comfort zone. Nothing powerful ever grows in a place of safety. If you always choose what is easy, life will eventually become hard. But if you choose what is hard, your life becomes easier with time. That's the secret. That's the path of the 1%. The moment you face discomfort, you take the first step towards strength, confidence, and mastery. Think about waking up early. Your bed feels warm, your body feels tired, but you still rise. That decision already puts you ahead of others. You gain extra time to plan, time to study, time to move forward while others are still dreaming. It's uncomfortable, but it gives you power. Think about studying when you're tired. Your mind wants rest. Your body wants comfort. But you still show up and study anyway, even for 20 minutes. That small act builds mental strength. It teaches your brain to keep going. Even when motivation disappears, that's how real discipline begins. Saying no to distractions is uncomfortable too. Everyone else is relaxing, watching movies, or scrolling endlessly, but you're building your future. That choice feels lonely at first, but it's the foundation of greatness. Every no today creates space for a bigger yes tomorrow. Let me tell you a story. A young man named Ryan from Sydney always feared speaking in public. Every presentation made him shake and forget his words. He was smart, creative, and kind, but fear controlled his opportunities. He avoided meetings, skipped interviews, and stayed quiet in every discussion. One day, Ryan realized this fear was stealing his future. So, he made a brave decision. He joined a local public speaking group. At first, it was terrible. His voice trembled. His mind went blank. He failed again and again, but he kept coming back, week after week. Slowly, his voice grew stronger. His heart calmed down. He began to smile while speaking. He started teaching others what he had learned. 6 months later, Ryan was giving confident speeches in front of large groups. The fear was still there, but it no longer controlled him. He turned his biggest weakness into his greatest strength by stepping into discomfort. That's the 1% mindset in real life. This rule applies to everything. You want a stronger body? Face the pain of the workout. You want wealth? Face the risk of rejection. You want fluency in English? Speak, even when you feel shy or nervous. Write, even when your grammar isn't perfect. That's how you grow. Every new skill demands discomfort. Every great result demands struggle. Every strong person was once a beginner who refused to quit when it felt hard. The 1% mindset is not about being fearless. It's about doing what others avoid. It's saying, yes, this is hard, but I'll do it anyway. Comfort gives you short pleasure, but long regret. Discomfort gives you short pain, but long progress. You choose which pain builds your future. So, start now. Choose one hard thing every day. Speak in English for 10 minutes. Wake up earlier. Say no to one easy distraction. Each choice rewires your brain. Each challenge makes you stronger. Each day you face discomfort. You grow closer to the 1% mindset. Remember, the top 1% don't succeed by luck. They succeed because they do what others avoid. They get comfortable being uncomfortable. And if you truly want to change your life, that's where you begin. This is your first step, your foundation, your turning point. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be willing to grow, willing to fail, willing to feel uncomfortable and move forward anyway. Because your growth begins the moment your comfort ends. And that's exactly where your power starts to rise. Rule number 2, focus on the long game. In today's world, everyone wants things fast. Fast food, fast results, fast success. People want to change their lives overnight without patience or persistence. They want to lose weight in 1 week, become rich in 1 month, or speak English fluently after just a few lessons. But real success doesn't work that way. It doesn't come quickly. It takes time, effort, and the courage to stay consistent when progress feels slow. The 1% mindset is not about speed. It's about staying power. These people don't chase fast rewards. They play the long game. When you look at great athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, or leaders, you'll notice one thing. They worked for years before anyone noticed them. They practiced daily. They failed, learned, and improved again. They didn't give up just because they didn't see results in a few weeks. They stayed in the game long enough to grow. That's what made them different from the 99% who quit too soon. Let's look at one powerful story, the Chinese bamboo tree. You plant the seed, water it, give sunlight, and wait. 1 year passes. Nothing. No leaves, no sign of growth. 2 years. Still nothing. 3 years. Silence. No visible progress. Most people give up by then. They think it's dead. But the patient gardener keeps watering, keeps believing, keeps nurturing the unseen roots. Then in the 6th year, something incredible happens. The bamboo shoots up, growing 80 feet in just 6 weeks. It looks like a miracle, but it's not. The tree didn't grow in 6 weeks. It grew in 6 years underground, building strength to rise fast. That's how real success works. The work you do in silence today becomes visible tomorrow. The roots you build now will carry your future. You may not see results at first. You may feel invisible, but your effort is never wasted. It's building your foundation. Many people quit right before their breakthrough. They stop too early because they can't see what's growing beneath the surface. The 1% keep going. They trust the process even when results are hidden. They know greatness takes time, just like strong roots take years. Let's connect this to your own life. Maybe you're learning English. You practice daily, but sometimes you forget words or feel shy to speak. You listen to others speak fluently and feel discouraged, wondering if you'll ever reach that level. But don't stop. Keep going, even when you can't see it. Your brain is adapting. Your ears are training. Your confidence is slowly building beneath the surface. After 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years, you'll surprise yourself. You'll speak naturally, without translating. That's the power of the long game. Or think about starting a small business. At first, no one supports you. You make mistakes. You earn little or even lose money. But every small failure teaches you something. Every problem builds resilience. Every attempt moves you one step closer to success. Then one day, everything clicks. Your skills align, opportunities open, people notice. But it only happens because you didn't quit early. The 1% know this truth. You must fall in love with the process, not just the outcome, because consistency always beats intensity. If you only chase results, you'll lose energy fast. But if you love learning, practicing, and improving daily, you'll last long enough to win. Ask yourself honestly, are you chasing fast results or building long-term mastery? Are you rushing or building something that will last? If you want lasting success, slow down, be patient, stay consistent, focus on what you can control, your effort, your time, your daily habits. Because success isn't built in a single day. It's built through thousands of small days that no one sees or celebrates. Let's imagine you commit to studying English 30 minutes a day, not 3 hours once a week, but 30 minutes every day. At first, it seems small, but over 1 year, that's 180 hours of focused learning. That's more than enough to transform your fluency. That's the power of the long game. Small daily actions multiplied over time create extraordinary results. And it doesn't just apply to English or business. It applies to everything: health, relationships, confidence, and personal growth. You don't build strong muscles in 1 week. You don't develop trust overnight. You don't master your mindset in a month. The 1% know that great things take time, and they're willing to wait while they work. They water their dreams every single day. They understand this simple truth: fast success fades fast. Slow success stays forever. That's why patience is power. Most people say, I tried, but it didn't work. The 1% say, it's working. I just can't see it yet. That's faith in action. So if you feel stuck, if your progress seems invisible, remind yourself, roots grow before branches appear. Keep going. Every small step matters. Every lesson counts. Every failure teaches you something that will help you rise stronger later. The 1% mindset means believing even when there's no proof, working even when no one watches, trusting even when progress feels slow. It means showing up every day, tired, busy, unmotivated, and still doing something that moves you forward. That's what separates the top from the rest. The 1% don't stop when it's hard. They stop only when the work is done. So, whether you're learning a skill, building a dream, or trying to change your habits, play the long game. Don't chase shortcuts. Remember, you're not planting for today. You're planting for the future. Water your dream every day. Protect it. Be patient with it. Because one day, when the time is right, everything will grow faster and bigger than you ever imagined. That's the reward of patience. That's the mindset of the 1%. Rule number 3, own everything. No excuses. Most people blame others when things go wrong. They say, it's not my fault, or the system is unfair, or someone ruined my chance. They create stories that protect their ego but steal their power. They believe life happens to them, not through them. But the 1% mindset thinks differently. They say, I own everything in my life. They take full responsibility. The wins, the losses, everything. This doesn't mean they're perfect. It means they refuse to waste time blaming others. They understand that excuses don't change outcomes. Actions do. When you blame, you give away control. You become a victim waiting for life to fix itself instead of fixing what you can. But when you say, it's my responsibility, everything shifts. You stop waiting. You start creating. You become the driver of your own story. Ask yourself this: when something goes wrong, do you look for someone to blame, or do you ask, what can I do better next time? That in question can change everything, because that question gives you power, direction, and growth, the foundation of the 1% mindset. Let's look at a story. Elena, a young mother from the Philippines, dreamed of finishing her education while raising two small children. Her husband worked long hours. She managed the home, cooked, cleaned, and cared for her family. Most people in her position would have given up. She could have said, "I have no time," or "My life is too busy." But Elena didn't make excuses. She took ownership of her dream. She studied at 5 a.m. while her children were asleep. She stopped wasting time online. She used weekends to review lessons and stay focused. It wasn't easy. She was often tired and overwhelmed, but she kept going. 2 years later, she earned her degree with pride and confidence. She didn't just get a diploma, she built discipline, resilience, and self-respect. That's what happens when you take responsibility for your life. The 1% mindset is not about having perfect conditions. It's about doing what you can with what you have. Right now, most people say, "I can't." The 1% say, "I will find a way." That difference creates two completely different lives. Think about your goals. Do you want to speak English confidently? Do you want a better job, better health, or a stronger mindset? Now ask yourself honestly, what's stopping you? Is it truly impossible? Or are you using excuses to protect your comfort? If your answer includes other people, your past, or your country, you've given your power away. But the good news is, you can take it back. Responsibility gives you freedom. It means you can change direction at any time. You are not stuck. You are not powerless. Of course, life isn't fair. Problems will come, people will disappoint you, plans will fail, but your reaction decides who you become. The 1% focus on what they can control, their mindset, their effort, their next step. That's how they keep moving, even in chaos. Let's compare two people who lose their jobs. The first blames the boss, complains for months, and does nothing new. The second says, "This is hard, but what can I learn?" They update their resume, take a short course, and find a better position. Same event, different reaction, completely different future. That's the power of ownership, turning pain into progress, loss into learning. Owning everything doesn't mean you're guilty for every problem. It means you're responsible for your next decision. That's real maturity. When you stop blaming, you stop waiting, you begin moving. You start shaping your life instead of letting life shape you. Let's make this simple. Stop saying, "I had no time." Start saying, "I didn't make it a priority." Stop saying, "It's not my fault." Start saying, "It's my responsibility." Stop saying, "I can't." Start asking, "How can I?" These small changes create massive transformation. Language builds mindset. Every time you change your words, you change how your brain sees the world. You become stronger and more capable. Excuses may feel comfortable now, but they cost you your future. Responsibility feels heavy at first, but it gives you freedom later. That's why the 1% mindset is built on ownership, because power begins where blame ends. Let's connect this to learning English. Many learners say, "I don't have time," or "I'm too old," or "My accent is bad." But the truth is, progress starts the moment you take responsibility. Even 15 minutes of practice a day can change everything. When you say, "I will do my best today," you move closer to fluency. When you say, "I'll try again," you build consistency. That's how growth begins, not with talent or luck, but with the courage to own your choices. Think of responsibility like a mirror. It shows you the truth. It's not always pretty, but it's powerful because it helps you grow. The 1% mindset says, I am in control. They don't wait for the world to be kind. They take small daily actions that shape their destiny. Because in the end, you can't control everything, but you can always control your effort, your attitude, and your next move. That's where freedom lives, in ownership. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Because every time you choose responsibility, you grow stronger. So stop blaming, stop waiting, stop explaining. Take action today. Decide that your success is your job, not anyone else's. The moment you own your life, you unlock your potential. You stop being a passenger and become the driver of your journey. That's how the 1% think. They say, it's on me. No excuses, no blame, just action, learning, and responsibility. Because when you own everything, you become unstoppable. Rule number 4, master your morning. Your morning is the foundation of your day. The first hour decides your focus, your energy, and the direction of everything that follows. If you start strong, you stay strong. But if you begin your day distracted, tired, or rushed, that same energy follows you everywhere. The top 1% understand this truth deeply. They protect their mornings like gold because they know every great day begins with great habits. Most people hit the snooze button. They scroll through messages. They fill their mind with noise before even leaving bed. By the time they stand up, they're already stressed and reactive. They're responding to life instead of leading it. But the 1% do something different. They use mornings to create power. They build clarity before the world demands their attention. They wake up early, move their body, plan their priorities, and feed their mind before anyone else even starts. Their morning is quiet, focused, peaceful, a sacred hour of personal growth before the noise of the world begins. You don't need a perfect routine. You just need consistency. Start small, start simple, but start with intention. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Don't touch your phone right away. Instead, breathe deeply and give your mind a calm, clear beginning. Sit in silence for a few minutes. Focus on gratitude. Think about one thing you're thankful for today. That alone changes your energy. Then, write down 3 small goals for the day. They don't need to be big, just meaningful actions that move you closer to progress. Read 1 page of a good book. Learn 1 new idea. That small investment adds up. 365 pages in 1 year. A full book of growth. Move your body. Stretch, walk, or do a short workout. Even 5 minutes of movement wakes your brain and increases focus for the day. You'll notice something powerful. When your body wakes up, your mind wakes up too. Energy follows motion. These small habits don't just make you productive, they make you peaceful. They remind you that you are in control of your time. Let's talk about Rachel, a marketing assistant who used to wake up late, skip breakfast, and rush out the door every morning. Her days felt chaotic. She was always behind, always tired, always reacting. Her stress grew and her motivation disappeared. One morning, she decided to change. She set her alarm for 5:30 a.m., promising to use her mornings for herself, not her phone. At first, it was hard. She missed sleep, wanted to quit, and questioned the point. But she stayed consistent for 1 week. Then 1 week became 1 month. She began to feel calmer. She had time to plan, journal, and walk before work. After 3 months, her coworkers noticed a difference. Rachel looked happier, sharper, more confident. Her energy changed, and so did her results. Her secret wasn't magic. It was mastering her morning. She decided to lead her day before her day led her. You can do the same. Your morning doesn't need to look like anyone else's. It just needs to serve your goals and your peace. Some people meditate, some pray, some read, some write affirmations. The key is doing something that strengthens your mind before distractions start. Because if you win your morning, you win your day. And if you win enough days, you eventually win your life. The 1% protect this time like it's sacred. They don't waste it on gossip, scrolling, or news that lowers their focus. They know the morning is mental training, a daily reset that prepares them for pressure and builds emotional strength. Even 15 focused minutes can change everything. It's not about time, it's about intention. Quality matters more than quantity. If you say you have no time, look at your evenings. The morning starts the night before. Sleep early and prepare your next day. Put your phone away 30 minutes before bed. Plan your clothes, your to-do list, and your morning schedule. Make it easy to begin well. Sleep is fuel, not a luxury. When you rest well, you think better, speak better, and handle challenges with calm energy. So respect your rest. Go to bed with purpose and wake up with intention. That's how the 1% maintain consistent energy and focus. Owning your morning also means owning your mindset. You choose your thoughts before the world chooses them for you. Start with positive self-talk. Remind yourself, I can improve today. I control my focus. I decide how I show up. These quiet affirmations shape your confidence. They teach your brain to expect progress instead of fear or doubt. Remember, your morning doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. The power is in repetition, not perfection. Do it daily until it becomes part of who you are. The rhythm will anchor your discipline and strengthen your belief in yourself. When you master your morning, you master your attention. And attention is the most valuable currency in today's distracted world. Don't let social media control your first thoughts. Don't give your focus away before you've built your strength for the day. Guard your mind like a gatekeeper. What enters first will shape everything that follows. Your mood, your motivation, your success. Start tomorrow. Set your alarm earlier. Prepare your space. Begin with calm, focus, and gratitude. Build the foundation for a winning day. Because when you lead your morning, you lead your life. The 1% don't wake up by chance. They wake up with purpose. And that simple difference creates a lifetime of extraordinary results. Rule number 5. Say no often. If you want to grow, you must learn to use one small but powerful word. No. It's simple, but life-changing. Most people can't say it. They're afraid of disappointing others. They say yes to everything, every request, every distraction, every invitation. They want to please everyone. But in doing so, they lose control of their time, their focus, and their dreams. The truth is, you can't build your best life if you say yes to everything. The 1% understand this clearly. They know that focus is not just about what you do, it's also about what you refuse to do. Saying no protects your energy. It creates space for what truly matters. It reminds you that your time is your responsibility. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you are saying no to something meaningful, your growth, your goals, your future. Let's make it simple. If you say yes to 2 hours of scrolling online, you say no to reading or learning something valuable. If you say yes to staying up late for fun, you say no to waking up early with focus and energy. If you say yes to people who waste your time, you say no to your own progress and peace of mind. Time is limited, energy is limited, focus is limited. You must protect these things like gold if you want to rise. That's why the 1% are comfortable saying no, not because they're cold, but because they're clear about their priorities. They know that every no today creates space for a bigger yes tomorrow, a yes to purpose, success, and self-respect. Let's look at Daniel, a university student who dreamed of becoming a software developer but spent hours every night playing online games. He said yes to fun, but no to progress. His grades dropped, his motivation disappeared, His dreams started slipping away. One day, Daniel decided to change. He deleted his games and made a promise. For 6 months, I'll say no to distractions. At first, he missed the excitement. He felt bored and restless. But slowly, that empty space became productive time. He used his evenings to learn coding. He built small projects, joined online groups, and practiced daily. His focus returned stronger than ever. After 1 year, Daniel got his first internship in a tech company. His life changed completely. His confidence and skills grew faster than expected. And it all started with one decision: the courage to say no. Saying no is not easy at first. You'll feel guilty. People won't understand. They'll ask why you've changed or why you're distant. But remember, you're not rejecting people. You're protecting your purpose. You're saying yes to the version of yourself that's growing. The 1% understands seasons of focus. There are times for fun, rest, and social life. But there are also times for building. During your building season, you must say no often. No to parties, no to distractions, no to comfort. Because when you say no to what drains you, you say yes to what builds you. It's not about being selfish. It's about being smart with your time and energy. It's about knowing your priorities and staying loyal to them. The more you say no to the wrong things, the more your mind becomes clear. You feel lighter, more in control, more confident. You stop feeling guilty about prioritizing your future. You stop living for approval and start living with purpose. Here's how you can start. Look at your daily habits. What steals your focus but gives you nothing in return? It could be endless social media, gossip, or spending time with negative people. Identify them and reduce them for 1 week. Replace that time with growth, reading, learning English, exercising, or simply resting your mind. You'll notice immediate improvement. Also, learn to say no politely but firmly. You don't need long explanations. A simple, "I'm working on something important right now," is enough. Over time, people will respect your boundaries. They'll see your discipline and may even become inspired by it. But even if they don't, that's okay. You're not living for their approval. You're building your own path. Remember this: saying no is not rejection, it's redirection. You're not closing doors, you're opening the right ones. It's not about being cold, it's about being clear. It's not about being rude, it's about being responsible. Every no you say today protects the yes that will define your future. Your focus determines your direction. The world is full of noise, requests, and distractions, but your purpose needs silence, attention, and time. When you say no to what doesn't matter, you make room for what does. Your growth, your dreams, your higher potential. Let's connect this to learning English. If you say yes to wasting time online, you say no to improving your listening or speaking skills. But if you say no to distractions and yes to learning, your fluency improves faster than you imagine. Every word you learn, every video you watch with purpose, every sentence you practice, that's a yes to your growth. So don't be afraid to say no. Protect your time like your future depends on it, because it does. Every great athlete, artist, and leader has said no 1,000 times before saying yes to greatness. They said no to parties, comfort, and excuses. That's why they could say yes to success, purpose, and mastery later. You can do the same. Start today. Say no to distractions. Say no to fear. Say no to the version of you that settles for less. And say yes to the version that's focused, hungry, and growing. That's how the 1% think. That's how they win. Because every no today is a powerful yes tomorrow. Rule number 6. Learn every day. There's one habit that separates average people from exceptional ones. The 99% from the 1%. That habit is simple: continuous learning. The 1% never stop learning. They don't let a single day pass without feeding their mind with something new, useful, and meaningful. They know success isn't only about effort or luck. It's about knowledge, ideas, and growth. The mind is their most powerful tool. Most people stop learning after school. They think education ends with graduation. But real learning begins the moment school ends. The 1% see learning as a lifestyle, not a phase. They treat knowledge like oxygen, something essential, daily, and non-negotiable. They read books, listen to podcasts, take courses, and learn from people smarter than themselves. They keep curiosity alive like a fire. Your brain is like a muscle. If you don't use it, it weakens. But if you challenge it daily, it becomes stronger and sharper. Think about it. Every new skill you learn increases your value. Every new idea expands your vision. Every new word improves your expression. You don't need expensive classes. You don't need to go abroad. Today, learning is everywhere, in your phone, your ears, and your fingertips. YouTube, podcasts, online courses, ebooks. The world is full of free wisdom. The only question is, are you using it? Because most people don't. They scroll endlessly, wasting time on entertainment instead of education. They consume, but they don't grow. Then they complain about their life not changing, but change only happens when learning becomes a habit, not a random action. The 1% mindset sees every moment as an opportunity to grow. Waiting in traffic? Listen to an audiobook. Walking? Practice vocabulary. 10 minutes of learning every day builds a mountain of progress over time. The secret is consistency, not intensity. Let's talk about Alex, a delivery driver who dreamed of working in technology but didn't have a college degree. Instead of complaining, he made a decision. Every lunch break, he watched one short programming video. Every night, he practiced for 20 minutes. He kept learning daily, no excuses. After 1 year, he built a small project and shared it online. A startup noticed his work and hired him. He didn't change his life through luck. He changed it through learning. That's the power of daily growth. You might think, I don't have time. But the truth is, you do. You just need to replace wasting time with learning time. Replace 30 minutes of scrolling with 15 minutes of reading. Replace gossip with podcasts. Replace complaint with curiosity. Small shifts in how you use time create huge differences in your future. Your brain becomes sharper. Your thoughts become deeper. Even 5 minutes a day can transform your direction, because the compound effect of daily learning builds unstoppable momentum. Let's connect this to English learning. If you learn one new word each day, that's 365 words a year, enough to express yourself confidently. If you listen to one English story daily, your understanding and accent naturally improve. Learning small but consistent is better than learning big but rarely. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be curious and consistent. Curiosity keeps your mind young. Consistency builds your skill. Learning isn't about showing off. It's about becoming useful, adaptable, and wise. Someone who can solve problems and inspire others. The 1% don't learn only for their job. They learn for life. They study health, money, communication, relationships, and mindset. Because growth in one area helps every other area. The more you learn, the more capable and confident you become. Here's something important. Learning doesn't mean collecting information. It means applying what you know until it becomes part of who you are. Reading without applying is like eating without digesting. It gives you no strength. The real power is in practice. So, after learning something, ask yourself, how can I use this today? That's how you turn knowledge into transformation. The 1% treat learning like exercise. It's not always fun, but it always pays off. Every small lesson builds mental strength, even on busy days. They find time. They understand that time spent learning is never wasted. It multiplies everything else in life. Because when you learn more, you think better, speak better, and make smarter decisions. Knowledge increases confidence and reduces fear. You start to believe in yourself because you understand the world better. That understanding builds peace, not just success. Let's simplify your learning system. Step 1. Choose one topic you love: English, business, or health. Step 2. Study it every day. Step 3. Apply what you learn. Step 4. Teach it to someone else. That's how your learning becomes solid and memorable. The 1% never stop being students, even when they reach success. They stay humble enough to keep learning from everyone and everything. Because the moment you stop learning, you stop growing. And when you stop growing, your potential begins to shrink. So, feed your mind like you feed your body. Choose healthy content. Stay away from mental junk, gossip, negativity, useless drama. Be selective with what you consume. Everything you read, hear, or watch shapes your thoughts, and your thoughts shape your life. Use your phone wisely. It can be your biggest distraction or your greatest teacher. You decide which one it becomes. The 1% choose to learn. They ask better questions. They search for solutions. They learn from mistakes instead of running from them. And because of that, they keep rising while others stay the same. Growth becomes their daily rhythm. So ask yourself tonight, what did I learn today? If the answer is nothing, start small. Read one page, watch one lesson, learn one phrase. Because even the smallest daily lesson builds a stronger, wiser version of you. The 1% mindset is not about perfection. It's about progress. Every day, every lesson, every effort counts. Keep learning, keep growing, because your future depends on the knowledge you choose to feed your mind today. That's how the 1% stay ahead, not by luck, but by learning. Rule number 7, build discipline, not motivation. Motivation feels good. It excites you. It gives you energy to start. But motivation doesn't last. It disappears the moment life gets difficult. One day you feel inspired, the next day you feel tired, bored, or lazy. That's why motivation alone can't carry you to success. If you only act when you feel motivated, you'll never be consistent. You'll make progress for a week and quit when energy fades. The 1% understand this truth deeply. They don't wait for perfect feelings. They don't wait for the right time. They act regardless of emotion. They depend on discipline, the ability to do what must be done, even when it's hard, boring, or uncomfortable. Discipline is the foundation of every great achievement. It's what keeps you moving when motivation dies. It's what builds unstoppable momentum. Let's look at an example. Tom, a 32-year-old teacher, wanted to lose weight and become healthy after years of poor habits. At first, he was full of motivation. He joined a gym, bought new shoes, planned his meals, and started strong. For 2 weeks, he was perfect. Early workouts, clean eating, and daily tracking. But soon, the excitement faded, and excuses began. It's raining. I'm tired. I'll go tomorrow. Slowly, one missed day became 2, and his motivation disappeared completely. That's where most people stop. But Tom remembered something powerful. Discipline means showing up, even without excitement. He made a new promise. I will train every morning, no matter how I feel. He focused on consistency, not emotion. The first few days were hard. His body resisted, but he pushed through. Soon, his actions became automatic, a daily habit. After 6 months, Tom was stronger, lighter, and more confident than ever. His secret? Discipline, not motivation. That's the difference between short-term effort and long-term success. Motivation starts the fire. Discipline keeps it burning forever. Think of discipline like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. The less you use it, the weaker it gets. At first, discipline feels heavy. It hurts to wake up early, to study when tired, to work when uninspired. But it gets easier. Soon, what once felt hard becomes normal. You no longer think, you just do. That's the magic of discipline. The 1% don't wait for the right time. They make time. They don't wait to feel ready. They act first. Feelings follow later. They know that motion creates emotion. Once you start, energy appears. Once you move, motivation comes back naturally. Let's connect this to English learning. Some days you'll feel excited to study. Other days, you won't. That's normal. But the 1% learners don't skip. Even when tired, they study 10 minutes. Even when busy, they listen while walking. They show up daily, not because it's easy, but because consistency beats talent. That's why they improve faster than everyone else. The secret is not motivation, it's identity. You must stop saying, "I want to learn English," and start saying, "I am a learner." When it becomes part of who you are, you stop waiting for motivation. You just live the habit naturally. That's what discipline does. It turns effort into identity. You no longer push yourself. You simply act like your best self. Another truth, discipline doesn't mean perfection. It means persistence. You will fail sometimes. You'll miss a day. That's okay. Just restart tomorrow. Winners don't quit after falling. They rise quickly. They forgive themselves fast and continue the journey without losing momentum. Even 1% effort every day compounds into extraordinary growth over time. Small daily discipline beats random big effort. Let's make it practical. Start with one daily promise to yourself. Something small but clear. I'll read for 15 minutes. I'll write one page. Keep that promise every single day. When you keep promises to yourself, you build trust, confidence, and self-respect. Soon you realize that discipline isn't punishment. It's freedom. It frees you from laziness, from excuses, from regret. Because motivation gives pleasure now, but discipline gives pride later. One fades quickly, the other builds a lifetime of strength. The 1% don't chase feelings. They create structure. They plan, commit, and follow through. Their schedule leads their success. Not emotion. You can do the same. Build simple daily systems. Study at the same time. Sleep at the same time. Repeat until it becomes natural. Discipline gives you peace because it removes decision fatigue. You don't waste energy asking, "Should I?" You already know what to do. That's why disciplined people look calm and confident. They live by principles, not moods. They follow routines that protect their goals. Discipline also trains your mind to handle discomfort. When you act despite pain, your confidence grows. You realize you can survive difficulty every time you keep a small promise. Your brain learns. I am reliable. That's how identity and self-belief are built, through daily action. And remember, even disciplined people struggle sometimes. They feel lazy too, but they act first and think later. That's the difference. Action before feeling, not feeling before action. So, next time you don't feel like studying, don't ask, "Do I want to?" Ask, "What would a disciplined person do right now?" Then do that, because every disciplined choice makes you stronger, smarter, and more confident than before. Motivation is temporary. Discipline is forever. Motivation fades with mood. Discipline stays no matter what's happening around you. That's why the 1% are unstoppable. They don't rely on inspiration. They rely on structure, consistency and daily action. They know this truth. You will not always feel ready, but you must always stay responsible. So build discipline, build routines, keep promises, do the small things daily, even when no one sees, even when you don't feel like it. Because that's how champions are made, not through perfect moments, but through disciplined days repeated again and again. When motivation disappears, discipline keeps you moving, and that movement is what turns dreams into reality. Rule number 8. Surround yourself with winners. There's a simple truth that many people forget. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If your friends are lazy, negative, and unmotivated, you will slowly become like them, even if you don't want to. But if you surround yourself with strong, focused, and ambitious people, you naturally start to rise to their level. The 1% mindset understands this completely. They protect their environment because they know energy is contagious, good or bad. Your circle shapes your future. It affects how you think, speak, act, and even how you see possibilities in your life. If everyone around you complains, you'll complain too. If everyone around you grows, you'll grow too. That's how influence works. Think of your environment like soil. You are the seed. The right soil helps you grow. The wrong one keeps you small. If your environment is toxic, full of gossip or negativity, your confidence will slowly die, even if you started strong. That's why the 1% choose their circle carefully. They prefer quality over quantity, focus over popularity, growth over comfort. Most people stay with the wrong group because they fear loneliness. They'd rather fit in than rise up. But sometimes, separation is preparation. Walking alone for a while helps you build the strength to walk with better people later. It's okay to outgrow old circles. It doesn't mean you're arrogant. It means you're evolving. It means your vision is expanding. Let's talk about Leo, a young man who loved technology but spent all his time with friends who avoided responsibility. They joked about success, skipped classes, and wasted hours gaming. Leo knew he wanted more, but he was scared to walk away. One day, he heard a quote, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." That sentence hit him hard. He realized he was becoming like his friends, comfortable, distracted, and afraid of change. So, Leo made a decision. He reduced time with his old group and started following mentors online. He joined productive online communities. At first, it was lonely. He missed the noise and laughter, but soon, he found peace, focus, and clarity. He filled his mind with positive voices, podcasts, books, videos from people chasing goals and sharing lessons. Slowly, his thinking changed. He became more focused, confident, and serious about his goals. His energy transformed completely. After 1 year, Leo launched a small online business. His friends laughed at first, then asked for his advice later. That's what happens when you change your environment. Your direction changes too. The 1% know that your environment is either your ladder or your limit. It either builds you or breaks you. So, look at your circle honestly. Do they support your growth or slow it down? Do they inspire or distract you? If the answer is negative, make a change. Reduce time with people who drain your energy. Spend more time with people who lift you up. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Just start shifting your attention. Less gossip, more growth, less drama, more direction. And remember, your environment isn't only physical, it's also digital. The videos you watch, the music you hear, the accounts you follow, everything you consume is shaping your mindset. So, follow people who teach, motivate, and challenge you to grow stronger. Even if you don't have successful people around you, you can still surround yourself with winners online. The internet gives you access to great minds, entrepreneurs, educators, and leaders who share their knowledge freely. Let their words mentor you. Let their stories remind you what's possible. Let their energy become your daily fuel. Because when you fill your mind with winners, you start thinking, speaking, and acting like one too. It's also important to look inward. Be honest. Are you lifting people up or pulling them down? If you want to attract winners, become one. Support others' dreams. Celebrate their success. Share ideas, not gossip. The 1% don't compete with their circle. They collaborate. They push each other to become better versions of themselves. When someone wins, they don't feel jealous. They feel inspired. That's the mindset of growth, not scarcity. Building a strong circle doesn't mean everyone must be rich or famous. It means being around people who try, learn, and grow daily. People who believe in discipline, in kindness, in progress, not in complaining or blaming. Those are the ones who help you evolve. Remember, it's better to walk alone than to walk in the wrong direction with the wrong crowd. Use your quiet season to grow silently, read, learn, and build your character. That silence becomes your strength later. When you rise, new people will appear, mentors, friends, partners who match your new mindset. Growth attracts growth. The 1% are never afraid to let go of what holds them back. They know you can't climb high while carrying unnecessary weight. So, choose your circle wisely. Protect your mind like you protect your money. Invest in people who make you better. If your current circle doesn't reflect your future, be brave enough to create a new one. Because your circle is not just your company, it's your mirror. It shows who you are becoming. Surround yourself with people who remind you of your potential, not your past. People who make you think bigger and act bolder. And if you don't have them yet, be that person for others. Be the example that inspires change in your environment. Because when you surround yourself with winners, or become one, you begin to think, speak, and live at a higher level. That's how the 1% grow. They don't rise alone. They rise together. Rule number 9. Never let failure define you. Everyone dreams of success. Everyone wants to win. But few people understand that success is built on failure, rejection, and pain. The 1% mindset knows failure isn't the end. It's the beginning. It's the teacher that shapes your strength, wisdom, and resilience. Most people fear failure. They avoid risks, avoid mistakes, and avoid challenges because they're afraid to look foolish or feel embarrassed. But the truth is, failure is part of every great journey. No one becomes excellent without falling, learning, and rising again. The 1% don't escape failure. They embrace it. They see it as feedback, not a final result. They learn, adjust, and move forward. Let's talk about Ethan, a young entrepreneur who dreamed of starting his own business. He worked hard but failed 3 times in 2 years. He lost money, he lost confidence. His friends laughed, but Ethan didn't quit. He told himself, "Failure is not who I am." On his 4th try, everything changed. His plan improved, his mindset matured, and his persistence paid off. His new business finally succeeded. Today, Ethan leads a growing company, but his real success wasn't the business. It was the mindset he built through failure. That's what separates the top 1% from the rest. They fail just like everyone else, but they refuse to let it define them. They understand that failure only becomes permanent when you stop trying. As long as you move, you're still winning. Think of failure like training. When you lift weights, your muscles break a little. That pain helps them rebuild stronger. Failure does the same for your mind. It breaks your ego but strengthens your spirit. It humbles you, teaches you, and grows you. Every successful person has failed. Every champion has lost. Every expert was once a beginner who fell. Again and again, Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before creating the light bulb. J.K. Rowling was rejected 12 times before publishing Harry Potter. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Steve Jobs was fired from his own company. Every story of greatness includes pain, failure, and comeback. The difference is simple. The 1% use failure as fuel. They don't cry over it, they learn from it. They ask powerful questions. What did this teach me? How can I improve? What's my next step? That's how growth happens. The average person says, I failed, so I'm a failure. The 1% say, I failed, but I'm learning. You see, failure isn't a label, it's a lesson. It doesn't define you unless you let it. The past doesn't decide your future. Your next decision does. And that next step forward is already a victory. Every time you rise after falling, you build strength. Every time you keep going, you build character. That's how real confidence forms. Failure is painful, yes, but it's productive pain. It breaks the old you so the new, stronger version can be born. That's why you must not fear it. Fear staying the same more than you fear failing. Let's connect this to English learning. Maybe you spoke and made mistakes. Maybe someone laughed, or you felt embarrassed. That moment doesn't define you. It trains you. Every mistake in English is one step closer to fluency. Every error teaches something. You can't learn without failing. You can't speak perfectly before speaking imperfectly. The courage to try again is what makes you fluent. The 1% learners don't chase perfection. They chase progress. They see every small failure as part of mastery. Because every time you keep going after failing, you build confidence that no book or teacher can give you. Here's something to remember. Failure hurts your ego, not your potential. Your potential remains untouched, waiting for your next try. Failure is not a wall, it's a mirror. It shows what needs improvement. Once you see it clearly, you can adjust and grow. You're not losing when you fail. You're learning how to win smarter next time. The 1% don't let mistakes break them. They use them to become wiser, stronger, and more patient. They know that success often comes right after the moment you almost give up. That's why they never stop. So, when you fall, don't stay down. Stand up and say, this is not how my story ends. Each time you rise, you rewrite your story. You prove to yourself that resilience is stronger than regret. The only real failure is quitting. Everything else is practice, preparation, and progress. If you never fail, you're not trying hard enough. You're staying safe, and safety never builds greatness. The 1% use failure as their greatest mentor. It's not their enemy, it's their classroom. Every rejection becomes redirection. Every mistake becomes instruction. Every setback becomes strength. That's why you must never let failure define you. It's not your identity, it's your instructor. Learn the lesson, keep the wisdom, leave the pain behind, and move forward wiser than before. Bansay, failure isn't personal, it's universal. It visits everyone, but it stays only with those who invite it to define them. Don't invite it. Thank it for the lesson and send it away. Then continue your mission with clearer eyes and stronger faith. Because in the end, it's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you rise. And every time you rise, you become closer to the 1% mindset, stronger, wiser, and more unstoppable than before. Now you know the 9 powerful rules of the 1% mindset, the principles that separate the dreamers from the achievers. These rules are not theories, they're habits, they're choices. They're the daily disciplines that quietly build extraordinary people over time. Let's go over them one more time, because repetition creates strength, and strength builds mastery. Rule 1. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Growth lives outside your comfort zone. The more you face fear, the faster you evolve. Rule 2. Focus on the long game. Success is not a sprint, It's a marathon built through patience, consistency, and small daily wins. Rule 3. Own everything. No excuses. No blaming. No waiting. When you take responsibility, you take back control over your life. Rule 4. Master your morning. Begin every day with intention, not distraction. Win the first hour, and you'll win the rest of the day. Rule 5. Say no often. Protect your time, protect your focus, and protect your energy from things that don't serve your purpose. Rule 6. Learn every day. Feed your mind with knowledge. Growth doesn't happen by chance. It happens by daily learning. Rule 7. Build discipline, not motivation. Motivation fades, but discipline stays. Consistency is the bridge between dreams and results. Rule 8. Surround yourself with winners. Your circle shapes your destiny. Be around people who challenge you to rise, not settle. Rule 9. Never let failure define you. Every failure is feedback. Learn from it, rise again, and use it as fuel to grow stronger. These 9 rules are simple but powerful. They require no special talent, no rich background, only commitment and courage. They're the foundation of greatness, the invisible habits that build visible success over months, years, and decades. You don't need to master them all today. You just need to start. One rule, one change, one step at a time. Because small steps every day beat big steps once a year. Growth is built through quiet repetition, not loud motivation. Remember, your life doesn't change by chance. It changes by choice. And every choice you make is a message to your future self. Ask yourself, what message are you sending today? Is it strength or fear, growth or comfort, action or delay? Because every decision shapes the story you tell tomorrow. The person you're becoming is being built right now through your daily habits. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for perfect timing. Don't wait for someone to give permission. Start with what you have today. Maybe it's 5 minutes of studying English. Maybe it's 1 page of reading. Maybe it's waking up earlier to think and plan. These small acts create momentum. Momentum creates confidence. Confidence creates transformation. Your future self will thank you for every small decision you make with discipline and purpose today. And remember this, the 1% mindset is not about being better than others. It's about being better than your old self. It's about showing up even when you fail. It's about staying humble when you succeed. It's about choosing growth over excuses. That's the mindset of leaders, dreamers, and world changers. That's the mindset that turns ordinary lives into extraordinary stories. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be willing to improve, willing to learn, willing to keep moving forward. Because progress doesn't demand perfection. It only demands persistence. So, if you're tired of feeling stuck, tired of waiting for luck, tired of doubting yourself, this is your wake-up call. Start building your 1% mindset today. It's not easy, but it's possible. And every small effort you make will multiply over time. Be patient, be consistent, be brave. The world doesn't reward those who start fast. It rewards those who stay the course. Every champion you admire once stood where you are right now, unsure, afraid, but willing to take the first step. That's where transformation begins. Not when you're ready, but when you decide. Your 1% journey is not about speed. It's about direction, about making every step count and refusing to stop halfway. So start now. Speak that sentence in English, even if it's imperfect. Open that book. Take that small risk. Each action plants a seed. And with time, those seeds grow into results that will surprise you. One day, someone will ask you, how did you change your life? How did you become so strong, focused, and confident? And you'll smile. Remembering these rules, you'll say, I built the 1% mindset one habit, one day, one choice at a time. That mindset is your greatest weapon. It's what turns dreams into plans and plans into reality. Because when you change how you think, you change how you live. And when you change how you live, everything changes. Your best days are not behind you. They're ahead, waiting for you to become ready. So keep showing up, keep learning, keep growing, keep choosing comfort. Don't just dream about a better life. Build it, step by step, brick by brick, choice by choice. That's how the 1% are made, not by luck, but by consistency, character, and conviction. You have everything you need inside you already: strength, potential, and purpose. All you need now is to act. Start today, not tomorrow, not someday, today, because today is where your new life begins. And remember, the 1% mindset isn't reserved for a few special people. It's available to anyone who chooses to grow. That includes you. You are capable. You are enough. You are ready. So, take a deep breath, stand tall, and begin your journey toward your best self. Your transformation starts now. Keep moving forward. Keep believing. Keep building your 1% mindset, and your life will never be the same again.